We're here. Hello, everyone. This is Gary Wilson, and welcome to this week's live Path to Prosperity webinar. Welcome aboard to all of you. Most of you are in the Investor Agent Training Program. A lot of you are in the Rental Profits Without the Pain, which is buying rentals, and soon to come, a whole batch of new students in the Property Management Program, turning rental problems into real estate profits. Also, wholesaling and flipping is certainly part of that too. Welcome far and wide. We got folks in here from US, Canada, the Bahamas, kind of neat, and a couple of Europeans scattered throughout. So in any case, you'll notice if you're new, that by default, you're in mute mode, okay? And that's by design because we obviously can't be all talking at the same time. You can choose the chat box, and we ask you to please use the chat box to record your questions, and Lewis and I will both see them, okay? And we'll answer those questions as we go throughout the webinar. This may be continued, by the way, because we've got a lot of content. So we'll likely do a part 2 of this in September. We'll keep you posted on that. But always, guys, please remember, please look and get the email the next day from Beverly, because it contains the recording of this webinar that you can then replay and fast forward and reverse and pause and all kinds of stuff, and also keep for yourself. Okay, you can keep that on your computer. Also, she gives you information, updates to the systems, the schedules, lots of neat stuff coming down the road here in the next quarter, and we'll keep you posted on that. So in any case, without further ado, I want to introduce Louis Racette from Canada, Ontario, Canada, specifically the Niagara Falls region, St. Catharines, just right over the border from Buffalo and heading on the way to Hamilton and Toronto. Great place to be. I'm up here quite a bit. Actually live here part-time myself. And I'm in an area called the Danforth right now, part of Toronto. Great place to be. Yep, I like it. Yeah, Papa's Grill. If you're ever up here, go to Papa's Grill. Tell them Gary sent you. And tomorrow I'll be up in Ottawa and teaching there. Wednesday, coming back to teach in Newmarket, another great area, by the way, and on Thursday. So in any case, hey, Louis, first off, I want to thank you for taking your precious time to not just participate, but share your knowledge and wisdom and what you've discovered through research for all the tools we can use to check out the Canadian marketplace globally, and then narrow down specifically to micro markets. So without further ado, Louis, welcome aboard, and take her away. I'm here with you till the finish. And guys, and by the way, guys, we're going to finish this up about no later than 5 minutes till 8. So if you have questions, please get them in, before that time, and I'll be fielding the questions for you on Lewis's behalf. Okay. So okay, Louis.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Louis. I live in Niagara Falls. I work with Keller Williams, Complete Niagara. We cover a very wide area that goes from basically Hamilton all the way down to Fort Erie. And of course, we can go beyond that with our referrals. What I'm going to present to you this evening is sources and databases that I have acquired over time that allow me to understand, to gain knowledge. So let me start off with a word that is used, which is epistemic value. So what is epistemic value? Well, it traces back to the Greek. And it's a definition that refers to knowledge, to know, and to understanding, where understanding is the more valuable than any other epistemic states, which all fall short of understanding, such as true belief, or even knowledge. Knowledge doesn't mean you understand. It means that you have vast knowledge, but you don't completely grasp it. So the idea as investors is to gain as much knowledge as possible so that you can make an intelligent decision on any property that would match the criteria, the specific criteria that you may have. We're all different. We may look for different data, and that's what I'm going to show you. Now, I'm going to start from a very large funnel, which is the world. So I'm going to call that macroeconomics, and I'm going to funnel it down to a neighborhood and even a street. So, but to get there, we acquire knowledge that is global. So what you're seeing on my screen now, are you seeing my screen? Is that big enough, or do you need it to be bigger?
Yeah, Global Wealth Migration Review 2019. If you're able to make it bigger, that would be wonderful. That's
So
a little bit bigger. Okay, that helps.
let me do this. How's that?
Oh, there we go. That's perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Louis.
Okay, so this is a database that is done yearly by an African bank. And they have obviously resources worldwide so that they can put this together. Now, the important part of what we're looking here is that to begin with, we want to know the migration of money. Where's it going? Where's it coming from? And we can see that on the report, which I'm going to show you next. This is just their website. So now I'm going to take you to the actual, wait a minute, I just need to, okay. So this is, how do I get rid of the bar on top? Let me see. Okay, I need to, there we go. So this here is, so let me make that bigger again for you if I can. Okay, like that. So this is the report. And as you go through it, it has some absolutely phenomenal information that leaves you with where's the money coming from and where's it going? Well, Australia, where is my mouse? I lost my mouse. I think my computer just froze. Oh, my mouse is frozen. Okay, so as you can see here from the beginning, it's worldwide. So you see from this report that is very extensive, a lot of money is going to Australia. Australia right now is a country that attracts a lot of attention and a lot of money. Of course, Canada, we're favored. There's an awful lot of money coming here as well. And from where I'm going to take you from a very global, you're going to see where the money is coming from and why Canada is such a great country to invest in real estate. The immigration that is coming to Canada means that there's going to be a demand for properties and for builders to build for a very long time to come. And this is what these documents are providing in terms of information. And it basically tells us, okay, well, yeah, I should look at Canada. Now, as an investor, do you need to look in your backyard? Well, you'll get to your backyard if your backyard is the right place for you to invest. But you're going to see other markets where, depending if you're flipping, if you're wholesaling, if you're buying income property, your backyard may not be the best market. And you may have to look in other markets. So I've got investors that are in BC, and they're buying already Ontario. Why? Because they found that market to be particularly functional for their needs. It meets their criteria. And all they have, they never travel. They travel once in a while to come and visit, but they have a realtor in that market that helps them to do all of their transactions. So I'm still stuck. So I was hoping that I would get unstuck by the time so I don't know why I froze. Even Gary's frozen. Oh my gosh.
Hit the, if you can hear me, Louis, hit the enter key. Hit your enter key, see if that doesn't free it up. Or even the escape key.
Yeah, I was tapping the escape key, hoping that it would, because I haven't got that much open, so I'm not quite sure why it would create that problem.
Yeah, I'm not able to see your Wi-Fi bar on my screen. I think you're okay Wi-Fi wise. I think you just.
Yeah, I am. I think that I was tapping on several documents before. So let me see if I can use my tab to get around. Oop, doesn't want to do that either. No, this is going to become. Let's see.
So is your mouse frozen?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a wireless mouse or is it a plug-in mouse?
It's plugged in.
Yeah, go ahead and unplug it if it's handy. and then give it 2 or 3 seconds and then plug it back in. See if it doesn't re-engage.
Okay, so wait a minute. I'm going to turn it off because it's a wireless, but it's wired. I turned it off. I'm going to turn it back on. Okay, so sorry guys.
That's okay. Hey, worst case scenarios, Lewis, I can bring it up on my screen because I've got the same document.
Yeah.
And you can kind of guide me through it. So just let me know if you're still frozen. We can do that. You know.
Yeah, I'm still frozen, but then so are you. The whole so the whole screen is. So you've been looking in the same place for a while now. Let's see, Control, Alt. And I've got multiple screens, so I'm going from one screen to the other.
Now, is this first website, is that the first link in the document you provided?
That's right. So that was the actual publication. With all the information that is absolutely fabulous. I was going to basically click through it to show you different things and then move on from there.
Well, I can bring it up on my screen.
Okay.
And you can walk me through it. So let's do this. I'm going to click on that.
Otherwise, I'm going to use my other computer.
Okay. Now let me go here.
I'm going to use my other computer so I can follow as well.
So I'm going to click on the Africa Bank, listen, and there we go. Let me do screen share. Okay, now can you see my screen?
No, everything's frozen on mine. So I'm going to use the laptop.
Okay.
So that allows me to do exactly the same thing, but using the laptop, which is right next here. So.
Okay.
Okay, so meanwhile, as you go through the document, Gary, it's very easy. So there are tables, and basically you're looking at the countries that are listed, where Canada is usually within the first 7 that are listed into the countries where the migration of money is going to.
Okay.
So it's very encouraging for the economy in Canada, knowing that level of migration of money is coming into our country.
Yep. And there it is. I got it now. So everybody's looking at page 6 of that report, and we can see Canada right in the top 10. Norway, United Kingdom, Japan, China, United States. So they're all in there. And then what I'll do is I'm going to flip forward here. Actually, let me just ask this question or make sure everybody can actually see what I'm, can see your screen, Gary. Okay, good. So there we go. So everybody's seeing my screen, and I'm going to see if I can expand this somehow. Let's see, forward loop print, save as cast. We don't want to do that. Let's try this. There we go. So Helen, how's that? There we go. The United States and China, the two biggest economies here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Largest wealth markets. Now let's go to see where the money is coming from and growing to. China's largest growth. India, very large growth. Okay. I'm going to page back here actually. So Helen, hang on one second. I'm going to page back and expand this again.
Why is this going?
Okay, we already saw that. Go back to the ratings again. All right, United States, China. I'm going to flip forward here. So I'm looking for, if there should be in these reports, is there a category for what I would consider as far as metrics go, pace or change in influx of money. I don't know if that's making sense or not, but what we're looking for is what the trend is, more or less. I don't know if you recall seeing that, but I'm going to keep flipping forward here. Maybe this is it.
Okay, so I'm finding
10-year wealth growth. Again, that's past. Let me find it. Hey guys, by the way, we're gonna send this out to you.
yes.
We'll have it in the post email, post webinar email that goes out. Okay, let's see if I think that might be the last page of the report. Here we go. Let's see what this says here. You could also try, Lewis, if you want to, is end the session and restart it, because we'll be here waiting for you if you want to try that,
And that's what, because it's frozen, that's the only way I have to shut down my computer and restart it. Otherwise, I went to my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I just need to connect with the laptop and see how that will work, which shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
It's connecting. I'm just connecting right now to.
Okay.
Oh, that's really too bad. It's doing this.
Let's see what this is. Okay, here we go. Table 10, world countries ranked in net inflows. That was 2018. So there we go. Australia's #1, like you said, followed by the US, and then Canada's #3.
That's right.
And the thing is, you have to consider, everybody listening and watching, Canada has about 36 million people in it, and the US is about 10 times the population, okay? So all things considered, and we're seeing it firsthand up here, is like on a dollar for dollar basis, there's a lot more money flowing in here. You can see it. I mean, it's evident when you drive around, actually. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. Canada's ranked #3, only behind the US. Let me see what else they got here. Oops, sorry. Net outflow. So here's something interesting. Look at that. The net outflow, China is the largest one, money flowing out of the country. And of course, you don't see in there US, Canada, or Australia, because more money's flowing in. Isn't that amazing? Okay, let me check this out. Okay, let's see. Dubai's got, this is on the cities. Dubai, Los Angeles, Melbourne, Miami, New York City, San Francisco, Sydney. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 US cities and 2 Australian cities in there. So as far as inflows at the city level. So a lot of this stuff, what it does, guys, is kind of debunks some of the myths that are out there. I mean, I'm not a big city person myself, but I can tell you, New York has made a lot of progress in the last generation as far as basically cleaning itself up, reducing crime, attracting more business. They almost had Amazon, but that kind of got blown out of the water there by I think it was one of the politicians scared them away. But in any case, regardless, I'm up there quite a bit too. And so I've got a sister who lives there, and one of my nieces is in one of the performing arts colleges, and I'm seeing it firsthand. In Manhattan alone, there's 142 zip codes. There are zip codes in Manhattan where the low end is $6 million, right? And people are still paying cash for properties there, mostly foreign investors coming in. So for all of you who are agents, you always want to look at this type of stuff and see where the money is coming from, because you may decide to alter some of your marketing techniques to attract some of those folks, okay? And you may just see for yourself, like me, some potential right over the border, okay? And just to give you some more perspective here, typically an individual taxpayer in Canada is going to pay about 36% of their income in federal taxes, okay? Typically lower in the state says it's basically a scale. Now here's what's different though. In Canada, corporations, we don't have LLCs in Canada, we just have basically corporations. The corporate tax is about 4% up to about $500,000, okay? So why is this important? Well, here's why this is important. You can set up corporations to do your investing up here. You follow where I'm going with this? Okay, and you can funnel everything through that and have a large impact on a positive impact on your tax burden. Okay, that's one way is to just keep thinking outside the box and how and why you want to use this data and how you can use it. Okay, all right, let's see what else we got here. And I'm going to just kind of skim through these things. If you see something, just put something, put in the chat box, and I'll get to it. Okay. All right, let's see. 15 top 10 countries for billionaires. Obviously, more billionaires by far in the United States. Now, remember, the United States has 10 times the population of Canada. All right. So when you see Canada has 41 billionaires, US has 715. US has a larger share of per capita billionaires than Canada does, but Canada is still in the top 10. It's just amazing. China, of course, is up there too, and I don't see. There's Russia number 6. Okay, look at little Hong Kong. How about that? So if you're wondering if you're going to attract people globally, and then again, a lot of you are in Keller Williams, you can be part of that global marketplace. Okay, there's now a market center. Same thing if you're Remax. All the larger brokerage companies have presence all over the world now in most places. So at a minimum, you can network with agents in those countries and generate a referral business. Their clients have to have an outlet for the money coming here to Canada and the US. All right, again, most of our cases here, that's where we are. Generate some commissions that way. You have to pay a referral fee back, of course, but I can tell you some examples just for our own fellow students. One of them is down in Alabama, and they attracted the attention of an investor from China, and he spent $200,000 investing in a property in Birmingham, Alabama, and it was thrilled. And over a period of a few short years, I think it was less than 3 years, had brought in him personally and close family members and ties nearly $20 million for those agents. They got all that commission because they marketed globally. All right. And you can do that too. We're not going to go over into that subject tonight per se, but it's not that hard to do. Just join your global, whatever your group is in your brokerage company. Join that group. Usually you pay like an annual dues, $500, $1,000. It's worth it. Go to the annual event. I do that every year. I've been invited to speak in like 13 different countries the last time I went. It's a lot of fun. You get to network and meet a lot of really neat people. And you'll find a lot of expatriates from US and Canada living in those other countries, okay? So, Louis, looks like you're back on. Can you see me and hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and see you fine.
Okay, so I'm at page, I can't see where I am, but if you want to, you can click the share button and go ahead and take control back of the share function. But I'm on page, let me just reduce this and tell you what page I'm on.
You were 8.5 or 8.2. Okay, so basically the reason for starting here is just the importance of realizing how the money travels and migrates from one country to the next, and how fortunate we are in Canada, given this heavy migration that is coming our way. So it just kind of sets the mood for why we as investors are favored, and that we just need to do the proper research to figure out where the best deals are for us. So I'm going to go from that document, and I would like to, okay, so I need to go to my, okay, so now I'm just seeing yours. So screen 2, screen 1. Screen 1 is you. Screen 2 is going to be me.
There you go.
Okay. I think I opened too many tabs at once on the top, so I guess my computer didn't like that. Okay, so so this document is highly interesting. It's available online. It will come to you through the document that I've created with all of these links. Then the next step is, no, I don't want to take a survey now, is to go to the OECD, and this provides you again with global information, and it comes down to, as you can see, all the countries. It has all the countries in the world. So what is interest to us is, for now, is Canada. If you're in the States, you could certainly access information for the States here, and that will give you some valuable information. That it comes from very solid research, and it gives you economic snapshots of any city. It gives you the reviews for the country, working papers. So data on Canada and the surveys is really informative. It's just something that you keep in the back of your mind. The more you know about the country and what goes on, the better you are at when it comes to evaluating certain parts of the country. So are you better off in Ontario? Are you better off in BC? Are there segments in Quebec right now is very solid. I've got databases in document, but they're only for Quebec. They're not provided for outside of Quebec right now. So I'll show you all of that. All right, so the idea of this is just the website. But when you go into their housing, so housing related policies matter for economic resilience.
Hey, Louis, go ahead and click share on that. What we're seeing is your referrals help sick kids with the horse and the, you might need to do share again on the particular document you're on right now.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to close that. I'm going to close a few things so that. So where am I here? Okay, I'm just trying to make the screen bigger so that I can share. Let's see, where are you? Close that. Gary, I'm not seeing, oh, wait a minute, I got it, sorry. Meeting control, there we go. Everything's hiding. Sorry guys, this is the first time I do this, so I'm looking for the controls so that I can.
When you click on share, you should see a panel with all the sessions you have open. You just click on the one you want to show everybody and then hit share and it'll pop up right away, yeah.
Okay. No, I gotta move this. So because I see you in a corner, I'm just trying to make it bigger. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I got you. I got multiple. I got two. I got both of us. I'm looking for the control panel, which I'm not housing related. This is embarrassing.
Well, that's okay. Let me do this. I'm going to click on.
Show smart active speaker video. Yeah, I'm not seeing the toolbar that allows me to share.
If you move your
it's really small. Oh my God. Oh, I think I got it.
Should be a green square with an arrow on it.
Yeah, it was at the very, it's hiding. It's hiding on my the very bottom of my. Into taskbar, close. I don't want to close the window, of course. Because you're right, it has green on one side and it has orange on the other.
It should be all green. The orange usually is a chat box, but I can bring up the document you're referring to. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's your screen. Okay.
Yep. So I'm back here.
Now I got share. Okay. Now I'm seeing a share.
Okay.
Okay. So if I bring screen one is you. You're still on the aphasia.
Yeah. So if you see,
and I do.
There you go.
So okay.
So now we're back to your referrals help sick kids.
Okay. And I have above that, I have the website open where I'm looking at housing related policies and how they matter for economic resilience. And
okay.
This is about Canada. So I'm just looking at, again, I don't know why I can't share it.
Well, what I'll do is I'll go and share it and you talk me through it. So let me go back here.
Because you're seeing my screen, right? Are you seeing my screen?
No, what I see is your referrals help sick kids with the horse and the young boy.
Yeah, and there's obviously the website is opened on top of that.
So if you click on that website that you want to share, highlight it.
Yeah,
okay.
But I'm trying, but I'm not. There's the control bar right there. Why is it so small? Okay, you're going to have to show it for some reason. Yep. I don't know why this is happening or how.
Okay.
I got the meet control.
So let me bring up the.
I'm viewing yours. You are now viewing Gary. Okay, so if you look at my document, it's the fourth. Okay, so the one I'm looking for is under Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development.
Yep. Yep.
Right, you're going at the second link.
OECD.
Yep, that's the one right there.
Okay.
Okay, and then we go on from there. So housing, again, how it relates to policy for economic resilience, it certainly does matter in any country. And this provides you with information for any country that you would want. If you're in the US, if you're in Africa, it doesn't matter where you are, you will have information. So for Canada, you have this information and you have the charts and it shows you the various countries and the oblique line that goes from top to bottom. So where are we in that line? So you see where the US is. So they're in a slow recovery. All right, and you're going to Canada, which is at the very right-hand side, which is just, again, underneath the USA and France. So the recovery from global financial crisis took longer in countries that experienced deeper housing downturns.
Right.
So the last one that happened in the US was disastrous. I don't know that Canada suffered a tremendous downturn anytime recent.
No.
In fact,
2015 third quarter was it lasted actually about 6 months, but it was a small correction. Most people weren't even aware of it. But there was a dip in August. There was a pullback in pricing from about an average of $1 million to about 750 and some change, but it quickly recovered. And there was a little bit of a dip this year, but really almost undetectable, you know. But if you look to the far left of upper right corner, you see Greece. They're still.
That's right. And if you look at slower recovery is up on the left-hand corner, and the DB housing goes towards the left. So
Yep.
Canada is a really good position, and Australia as well. Austria, France, Deutschland, Belgium, Norway. So we are all favored by the markets, by the real estate markets that we've been into. And so we're not having any significant problems here, which is, again, a huge plus that should give all of us investors confidence in the Canadian market and the real estate market. Okay, and then I would move on, Gary, to the next one, to the next.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay, so the next link had to do with.
Oh, the next link. I'm sorry.
The next link on the document. The document that I
oops.
sent. Yep, not that one. Okay, so.
I thought I had it.
Yeah, you do. It's probably hiding behind this.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so the other one is house prices. So, of course, that is something of importance. Is information on house prices in Canada, and all of this is about Canada, of course.
Okay, so click on that.
If you see again, you've got all of the countries that are represented.
Okay.
And this is where, if you scroll down, you see that prices to rent ratio are in orange, and the price to income ratio is in blue. So if you're looking at Canada, you can see that our price to rent ratio is quite high. So we're what? We're in second position.
Yep.
Second position. So again, we're in a very positive economy, and the database explains and shows you really well the confidence level in our market. So being third on this list is, again, very flattering for Canada as a country, and we're moving in the right direction. So, like I said, all of this is because all of this is macro. I'm bringing this down, and we're going to get to more data related information on Canada, but this is just global information.
Okay.
Okay, we want to position ourselves and understand what's going on and why Canada is going in the direction that it's going. Again, look at real houses pricing. Unfortunately, we don't have Canada in these graphs. So you see Euro, you see the States, of course, you will see France, Italy, United Kingdom, and Japan, but unfortunately, Canada was nowhere to be seen, which was unfortunate because the curve there would have been very interesting for us as well. From what we saw above, this graph would have been interesting.
Okay.
And then if you go lower, you have the proportion of countries with rising real houses pricing. And as we know, in the last couple of years in Canada, we've been in a seller's market. It has stabilized over the past year and a half, but in 2016 was a ridiculous market. Any house that came on the market, we saw 30 plus offers on any one property. It was just ridiculous. And the price increased by $150,000 in like a couple of months. This is where in Canada, the government got involved and they they slowed down the investors from outside of Canada so as to stabilize the prices in the markets. And it worked to a certain extent. But on the other side of that is the first-time buyers got hit really bad. And so Since that time, we've gone from a seller's market to a buyer's market in the last couple of months. Like this year is a buyer's market. And so this all comes down later on. We'll see absorption rates and the percentages of the inventory, how that is working currently.
Okay.
So this is, again, just an evolution of price rent to income ratio. And
okay. Oop, there we go.
Yep.
Okay. So let's
so
go
go
to
to, yeah. So again, the very last one under the organization is about Canada. And again, it comes back to providing you, if you go in depth, you will have data on Canada that I'm not showing. But that will just give you that much more information. I don't want to dwell too long on this because we do want to get into the databases, the search databases, the Canadian search databases. And the reason I put this is just that this information is extremely valuable in terms of knowledge and understanding the capacity that we have.
Okay.
Okay, so if you go to the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so now look, the Finch rating is again a worldwide, very well-known database.
Okay.
Here I pick Canada because I am interested in Canada, and what basically it says is that the trends reduce the bank downside of credit risk. So there is no huge credit risk. What it does say is that the market has softened. So at one point it was Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal are the three biggest markets in Canada. The most expensive will be Vancouver, followed very closely by Toronto. And the policies, and if you scroll down a little bit, I copied onto the document.
Whoops, sorry.
Okay, so there you go. So you've got some interesting graphs there.
Okay.
So Canadian house prices again, and the mortgage rate trends. So they go hand in hand. And we know, look at Vancouver. Look how crazy, Vancouver is nuts. And then you've got the Greater Toronto in green, and then you've got Canada, which as an average is way below these two markets.
Right.
Okay, so if you're an investor looking in Vancouver, you need to have deeper pockets. Toronto is going to be the same. You've got a 400 square foot condo, and it's going to cost $1 million. So a lot of people are looking to invest outside of Toronto, which makes a lot of sense. And so this gives you, again, an idea of research done globally, but in this case, particularly to Canada. So if you go down a little further.
Whoops, sorry.
No,
let me get back up here real quick.
So again, the softening, and they explain the softening of market. And here we have a Canadian residential mortgage market origination. And for all of us that need lenders, banks, private lenders, and so on, this graph shows you, again, the residential mortgage originations, the insured, as well as the total. And you can see that it's going down. So the percentages are not as high, and the value is also going down. Okay, from where it was close to 550, and probably a little bit above 550, which is 556, and now you're looking at 468. So, and you can see the dates. It goes from the seller's market that we were in 2017, early 2016 to 17, and where the market is as of February of this year. And look how far down it's come down. Right, and what you find, because of what happened in 2017, today in our markets, what would have been 300,000 at the time is now 400,000. And that's a three bedroom home with 2 bathrooms. And when you walk in, you're going, oh my God, seriously, 400? So for us, local people, we're looking at this going, wow, that's what the market's come from in the last few years. However, somebody that comes from Toronto or Vancouver and is looking at our going, oh, deal. So This
Yep.
is where, so this is where it's important to look at where the markets are moving to. And Niagara, well, it increased. And it increased partly because of the investors like China that came here and invested on 500 acres. And it's going to be a 3,700 homes being built.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a $1.5 billion project. So they saw that in Niagara, we have land and there's room for expansion. And there's a lot of building going on and a lot of money coming into this market. Because if you're going towards Toronto, north, there's nothing left. That land is just so expensive, it's almost unapproachable. Okay. However, in Markham, which is north of Toronto, Oshawa, and these markets that are near on the northeast of Toronto, there's huge developments going on there as well. A lot of money going to those markets. Barrie right now, which is very close to Toronto, but higher up, is probably one of the fastest growing markets right now for investments.
Yep.
So prices are going crazy. And at one point you reach a plateau where you're going, okay, well, instead of investing here, are there other markets that would be more profitable for me and my return on investment? And this is why all this becomes really important.
What's interesting, Barrie and Oshawa, I've just been to both locations in the last month. Totally different. The Barrie's a lot newer, everything's just newer buildings, newer everything, newer development. And Oshawa's older, but both are growing. That's amazing, you know? So
Oshawa has a much slower pace than Barrie. Barrie is now going crazy. Vaughan, Milton, all of these markets, property values are 850,000 plus, and they're very difficult to get into. But we'll see in other research that Oakville, which has $1 million properties, is very inviting to people that are coming to Canada and want to find a lovely area close to Lake Ontario. They're very welcoming and they're still affordable, which you would not think that Oakville should be. So if you go on, so Finch is interesting because it provides you, again, a different facet of information that you can have in the back of your mind into the different markets and where the market is going.
Okay. And by the way, for everybody who's not Canadian, particularly Americans, when I spend $1.33 in Canada, it only costs me $1 US. So you have to take exchange rate into consideration. So let's do this. Let me go back here and hey, Lewis, we got about 5 minutes we can play with here.
Look at this one, Money Sense. For all of you Canadians out there, Money Sense, that is a fabulous, Money Sense, the best place to live in Canada. This is something that you must know. Okay.
Click on that.
So, and after this database, I go into StatScan, Statistics Canada, like your census in the States that Shannon presented a couple of weeks ago. That was fabulous. All right. So the best places to live in Canada and top. So if you look at Oakville, I was just saying about Oakville, scored high on the board. And when you're looking at the value of properties in that market, you wouldn't think that, but that's the surprise. All right. So now it starts with the 25th and it goes down to the 1st. And you see it provides you with each city information on population, median home values, and so on and so forth. So now we're starting to see which cities are interesting to invest in. Quebec being a very interesting market right now. So all of this now is all pertaining to markets in Canada, how they've been evaluated, and where they stand as in the 1 to 25 range.
There's Milton right there.
And from the 50, 25 of those are in Ontario.
Wow.
Which is amazing.
There's Ottawa. I'll be there on Thursday or Wednesday, excuse me.
And Ottawa is a fabulous market. And I have the numbers for Ottawa for rental properties. Oh my God. Excellent market for investment.
Look there, Oakville. Amazing.
Look at the average household net income, right? And you wouldn't think that you could live and afford that market, but you can. It's very affordable.
Hey, here's another good indicator, guys. Check this out. Average household net worth in Oakville $1.742 million.
Yep.
In the U.S., average household net worth is well under $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
look at the property tax.
The rental properties in that market are very attractive for immigrants that are coming to the market. They're very welcoming for them. So that makes that market an interesting investment market.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
And when you look at the map and you see where Oakville stands, it's near Western University. You've got the hospital right nearby. So it's a very interesting market. Ottawa being the first for rentals, and I show that later on, and then Mississauga, and then we're coming closer to the Hamilton area.
Yeah. Okay.
So Burlington and Ancaster have university and have huge potential for investors.
New market. Yep. We're just there. Okay. Interesting.
So if we're going to be 5-2. So if you just go back to the documents, Gary. So if you just scroll down. So look, we start with Money Sense, the best places to live in Canada.
Yeah.
Right. So now we have an idea, and then you go into StatScan, and now you're going to look at what Gary taught us in Module 1, which is looking at the census area, and what you're looking for here is the value of permits and how many permits and where.
Right.
Okay. The building permits are very indicative of how many people are moving into a certain area, if there's demand or no demand. So what we find in StatScan is the permits, and that's basically the information. A lot of the rest of the information is not found on StatScan because they take the information from another area where you have tables and you have data, which is absolutely phenomenal. So what you're looking for here is only the permits. That gives you a really good idea of how much money is being spent on permits and how many permits and where.
Okay. I'm trying to look now.
CMHC, right underneath of where you were. Bring your mouse down.
Right here? Oh, that's vacancy
rates. Right underneath that. Yep. But you see that vacancy rate that they provide comes from CMHC. And if you go to CMHC, the tables and the information is even greater.
Okay.
So I'm just showing you that. Yeah.
I'm going to click on it.
See how difficult it is in StatScan to find tables and graphics that actually tell you something.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stats Canada and also U.S. Census, they're both, there's so much data, they're complex, but the cool thing is enough people have done enough report requests on the system. Sometimes you can just Google what you want, like Toronto, Ontario building permits, and often a report will pop up from Stats Canada that somebody has already produced, and you can access it without having to jump through all the hoops. So, excellent tool. So, Louis, we're going to have to wrap things up, but let's do this. And we're just getting into the research databases, so we should probably do another session on this. If you could look at the schedule for September and let Beverly know when you can jump on again, because just to give everybody perspective here, there's a lot more to. I mean, this is Louis put this together for us. Look at all of this.
Now we're getting into the good part.
Correct. So
this is where it's all happening right there.
So we just did tonight's part 1, which is to show you the why and give you one small taste at the end of the what. And we got a lot more what and how to do. So please stay tuned. We'll get another date for this coming up. And Louis, just pick the date that works for you and just let me know and we'll make sure you're prepared. We'll do a trial run earlier. We had it working out before, and then something happened with the share function. But I think it was the split screen. If you didn't do split screen, the share function might have been okay. I'm just guessing, but we should play with that. You and I just one-on-one, we'll do that. But in the meantime, guys, boy, a big hand to you for putting all this together. This was a lot of work, a lot of valuable information, Louis. And I think speak for everyone when we say thank you. And we hopefully you can schedule us to go through part 2, which is all the how do you actually find the data on these areas. So let me check the chat box here real quick.
The next one is you go from regional to city block, neighborhood, and even the streets.
Yeah. And everybody's saying thank you, by the way. Thank you, Louis, for doing that. And actually, they just said that. We're great to have all these links. So, Helen, we're going to definitely share. You're going to get this, all the links and everything. Okay. So, in any case, and by the way, the world rewards people for doing good behavior. And I know because I just got some wonderful banana bread the other week from one of our students. hint, Helen, and it was delicious. So in any case, Louis, I think I really appreciate you doing this. We're going to wrap this one up. I've got to get ready for the next one here in about 2 minutes. But everybody, please stay tuned for the next one. We're going to go into the detailed links for how to get the data on the specific areas, which is vital. Information is vital. I can't emphasize that enough. So in any case, God bless you and your families. And we will see you on the next session. So hang on one second. I've got to take control of the webinar back. Okay. We'll see you guys. By the way, next week is going to be, that webinar is going to be Thursday night, and I will be in, my gosh, I'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma, if you can imagine that. So we'll see you next week, next Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, take care, and God bless. Okay, bye-bye.
See you, Gary.
Hey, Louis, thanks again, buddy. And we'll see you. Just send out an email, and we'll get you scheduled for the next one.
Okay.